He's
podcast.
You know
to the
it.
pod. New hire Chase Cross joining us on the ground in Austin, Texas. Chase, we get a little bit of that background feed.
We're good. I'm not hearing
Welcome to episode 25 of Swiss Road Sports. Today is November 26th, the day before Thanksgiving in the Big 25. I'm your host, Will Spain, former long snapper for the Troy Trojans, Osprey Governors, and partially Houston Kickers. Joined by my side is my co-host, Luke, the Nuke Wallman, former offensive lineman for Andrews College. Also by my side, all the way over here on my right, the producer has joined the table for today's episode. Local frat.
Let's frickin' go, boy.
Rivalry week, Egg Bowl week. And joining us from a coffee shop outside in Austin, Texas, Chase Cross, former kicker for the Houston Christian Huskies, as well as the Troy Trojans, nephew of Troy men's basketball coach, Scott Cross. Chase, glad you can make it. Thank you for jumping through all the hurdles you had to do to get here. Let's just dive right into it. It's freaking rivalry week. It's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving football, Thanksgiving basketball, and all the things that come with it. So we've got our Week 14 picks in college football. Huge week in the pick'ems. As we know, the punishment is right around the corner after the conference championship games. Rest of the slate preview, some quick picks from the rest of the rivalry games. Breakout players for Week 14, college football best bets. Talk the playoff bubble with a full Week 13 NFL slate, picks, and preview. Pre-work Week 13 NFL power rankings from the normals, best NFL bets, Turkey Day plays. We have our Thanksgiving food, Mount Rushmore draft, college basketball picks of the week. Look across the pond, talking EPL, English Premier League table, and some breakout players, some predictions, mostly from Chase, and then who's hot and who's not, as we do to end every weekday episode. Let's get right into the pick'ems.
Let's
Bowl, Friday, 11 a.m. The school up north. Head coachless Ole Miss heads into Stark Vegas, Mississippi to face the Dogs of Mississippi State wearing the Egg Bowl jersey right now in the gold. Wish they were in the game. Luke, I'll let you start. You took the school up north. Why did they get it done?
I think quarterback play is going to be a huge thing this week, and I think they have a better quarterback. So I've seen Blake Shapen play football. He's not very good. I've seen Sham Bliss play. I'd say he's pretty significantly better than Blake Shapen, and I think that's going to play a huge thing. And it's very tight. I think it's going to be like a 3-point game. But I got Shapen throwing a crucial interception like in the red zone or something.
Brutal.
To ice this thing away. Hottie, toddy.
That's gross to hear. Yeah, I've got the Dogs. I think Fluff Bathwell is going to establish himself as the best running back in the game in the first half. Devon Booth, he's going to come in the second half, complement that. The defense is going to step up where it needs to be. We're going to have lockdown in the secondary, make Sham Bliss uncomfortable with all those cowbells ringing. Blake Shapen's going to tear his ACL in the first quarter. Kamario Taylor is going to score 8 touchdowns for the rest of the game. And the Dogs are going to get it done in Stark Vegas. We're going bowling, and we're knocking Ole Miss out of the playoff. Michael, why do we get it done?
Well, I don't really know why we get it done, but I'm just going to break down the game. So, obviously, if you paid attention to the past Mississippi State games, the running backs of both Missouri and Georgia have ran all over them. So, that's obviously going to be Ole Miss's plan is for Keywan Lacey, who is probably
Get a little feedback here, Chase. Oh, there we go. Continue, Michael.
That's going to be their game plan, obviously. It's going to be run, and get Lacey going. And he's probably going to get going and not stop. So that's probably how the game's going to go. But if Mississippi State can stop the run like they've done in some games and then just get into the home crowd, I think we can sneak away with a win.
Chase, you said the Dogs get it done. Let me hear your reasoning. Asking for 1 second.
He also moved locations.
He did. He's inside now.
You all have like a
Chase is muted. I don't
You're
know if he does
muted.
that. He does. Okay. Yeah. He's looking at me. Those crazy eyes. He's giving me that look before on a Saturday night.
All right, so there's like because I saw this thing. Let's talk a little bit while I was with Chase. So Arizona State's honorary captain this week is Cam Scattergood. Does like State have one since like Egg Bowl? Do they do something like that?
Here's the thing. Totally see Dak Prescott being at this game on a Friday after a Thursday win.
Hello?
Chase, we are black.
He left.
Well, yeah, I think we just go on to the next game.
I think he's gonna text something in a second.
My shit is tripping. Okay. Can he get on his phone?
Oh, he's back.
Won't even let me join. Oh, he's back.
No, I don't think there's any honorary captains or anything like that.
Chase, we're gonna give you a second. Why don't you try to join on your phone with the phone link? Like just join through the email on your phone. Let's see if that works. Yeah.
And just do audio, if anything.
And just do audio if anything. You are good, brother.
Yeah, just like do it like a phone call.
Absolutely.
No, but no, I think there's just gonna be fist fights at the beginning of the game. Like,
Oh, 100%. It's going to get physical very early in the Egg Bowl.
I think there's going to be a fight.
Jump in whenever he gets in. Chase has the dogs.
Michigan Ohio State game. Yeah, dude.
Absolutely. Up next, we have Clean Old Fashioned Hate. Georgia playing Georgia Tech. Neutral site game, weirdly, in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Mercedes-Benz. I think it's a huge disadvantage for Georgia and Georgia Tech to be playing this in a neutral site for Georgia Tech. We're all the Georgia Dogs. This is elite.
What's that noise?
Ground. We're all the Georgia Dogs. Anything anyone wants to add to this game other than I think Georgia's going to thrash Georgia Tech, and I don't think Georgia Tech has anything to give Georgia.
See, I don't think they're in pressure. This worries me because the same thing happened last year. We were all thinking, oh, Georgia's going to go in there and absolutely hammer them. It's in Athens. I think this is just some weird Hayes King magic. It's not an ACC team. I think Georgia wins, but I think this is another close game. Not maybe like the 7 overtime classic was last year, but this is going to be a close game, I think. So I think Georgia gets it done.
Michael?
As the season is going on, I'm falling in love with this Georgia football team. They're nasty. They can beat you in so many ways. Kirby Smart's the best coach in college football, literally by a long shot. Like if you were to ask, if you had a college team, is like who are the 3 coaches you want to start your program, he's number 1 by far. And I think Georgia has a legit shot to win the national championship this year, and I do think they get easily done. They easily get by Georgia Tech here.
100%. Next up, I'm going to give him the chance. We're going to do that game last. I'm going to give him the chance to talk about this. The Iron Bowl. Alabama heads to Auburn. Alabama in a night game.
I guess I'm talking first.
You're talking first because you've got Bama. Everyone else is on Auburn. Please tell me why Bama gets this done.
Bama's a great football team, and we all know that Auburn's weakness is their secondary, and we all know that Ty Simpson is a cyborg, and he is going to pick apart this Auburn secondary. The only thing that just scares me is that obviously all the extracurriculars here, night game, Jordan Hare, they literally have nothing to lose, literally nothing. But I just have a feeling that these guys have given up, man. And do we know who's starting quarterback?
Yeah, it's
The true freshman.
it's the Stanford transfer.
Daniels.
Yeah, Daniels.
Yeah. Okay.
Who played well against Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I think he's.
No. Yeah, but I think Alabama handles this game. I think this is what happens. I think Alabama starts off super strong, starts slinging it, probably 10-0 the first quarter, maybe 17-0, 21-0 at halftime, or like 21-3, 21-7. And and I think that just kills the momentum, and I think they're just cruising from there.
Fair enough. I like Auburn. I think they've got the better defense of these two teams, and I think they're going to essentially make Alabama's run game non-existent, force Ty Simpson to make passes. I don't think Auburn's secondary is as bad as you say it is. I think they have a decent secondary. Again, it's going to be an unbelievable environment in Jordan Hare. It's at night. You're fighting for your bowl eligibility under an interim head coach that seems like they've rallied around. I mean, they've truly played better under DJ Durkin than they did Lane Kiffin. This offense is producing. I mean, they scored, or not Lane Kiffin. This offense is scoring. I mean, I know it's Mercer FCS team, but this is a 9-1 FCS team that has steamrolled their opponents in the FCS. And they scored 61 points with a freshman quarterback. Now, does that say maybe they should start their freshman quarterback? Maybe. However, they took Vanderbilt to overtime, and I think Vanderbilt's a damn good football team. And they did it on the road as well. I think Ashton Daniels has kind of taken a next step as the quarterback of Auburn. Do I think he'll be the quarterback next year? No, you've got to turn your freshman under the new head coach, John Summerall. I'm calling it now. But give me Auburn. I love it when a 5-6 team plays a much higher ranked team in a rivalry game. That 5-6 team is going to be hungry to make a bowl, hungry to ruin the season of their rival. Give me the Tigers. Luke, why do you like Auburn?
And to speak on that, that was Michigan last year. So,
Absolutely, yeah.
but
That is a good point. That is a good point. This is eerily similar to this Michigan-Ohio State game last year.
But I just think taking home team mainly, and I mean Ty Simpson last week against Eastern Illinois threw 2 picks, and I'm willing to bet he really does not turn the football over outside of that FSU game. But I think that environment's going to be really tough to come into, and that environment, as we've seen in the past, is one of the best environments in college football. And like you said, Auburn's got nothing to lose. Alabama's got everything to play for ahead of them. And I think this is the start, or one of the very many things that shakes up this college football playoff.
100%. Up next, we have the game. Ohio State heads in to Ann Arbor, Michigan, the big house, to play the Michigan Wolverines. Luke, I'll let you start it. Why do your boys get it done?
I think they keep this close. It's going to snow. So weather is going to play into a factor because Ohio State, over for the past 3 or 4 years, where we've beaten them, has loved to throw the football. Love to throw the football, really shaded away from the run. Their backs are solid, but I mean, I just think they're going to try and throw it. Saint's going to make a few mistakes. This is going to be the first offense inside the top 50 they've played since Texas, which I think is another, like, again, Michigan's offense is not like top tier elite. But this is going to be a little bit of a test. They've not played anybody in the Big Ten. Granted, Michigan really hadn't either, but they've played USC. They played Oklahoma. And I just think Michigan finds a way to get it done. Sharon Warren's got a really good culture up there in Ann Arbor. And Ryan Day, he has not beaten Michigan. And I think this trend continues because Sharon Warren owns that man. So go blue is definitely not a homing pick.
So I just want to ask you, just make sure I have this right. Ryan Day's never beaten Michigan?
I think he beat him once.
He's beaten him one time. I think he beat him his first time.
Yeah.
But
it was off of the Urban Meyer team.
The seniors in Michigan have never lost, and the seniors at Ohio State have never won.
Well, here we go. Ryan Day's freaking dude. And Matt Patricia has this defense making quarterbacks so confused. He's never beaten Michigan as a head coach. This is the year that changes. Ohio State is clear-cut the number 1 team in the country right now. Arguably head-to-head with Indiana. I would probably give it to Indiana personally, but, Ohio State is at least a top 2 team in the country. I don't think Michigan is a top 15 team in the country, despite what the ranking may be. I think Ohio State wins this game pretty handily. I'm going to go ahead and say go Bucks. Ohio State's going to win this one. I don't think Michigan has anything offensively that will be able to confuse this Ohio State's defense. Now, do I think this is an under game 100%?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a very Big Ten football game. However, I just think Michigan's not going to be able to do anything on offense. I think Bryce Underwood is going to throw at least 2 picks.
See, I want to piggyback off that too. Last thing, why I think Michigan really has a chance. Last year, that Michigan team was probably one of the worst football teams I've ever watched in my life. And they beat, I would say, a little below this team, maybe same with this Ohio State team. This is the only reason I think we have a chance, and it's at home. But
Michael,
Yeah.
why does Ohio State get it?
I'm just more of like analyzing this game, and I will say this. I know for a fact that all of Michigan players are just asking. They're like, late third quarter, fourth quarter. If this is a one possession game, that is where they want to be. They want to be in that one possession game, going late into the game, and hell breaks loose from there. And that has a legit shot of that happening. If you're Ohio State, you don't want to keep this close throughout the whole game. So I'm gonna go off stats here and just trends. And do I really think Michigan wins for a fifth year in a row when a rivalry game like this is close every single year? I just don't see it happening. I think Ohio State squeaks it out, and I think Michigan just makes one too many mistakes, and I think Ohio State squeaks through.
Fair enough. Next up, we have a huge game in the ACC title implications. Not a rivalry game. Miami heads to Pitt to play the Pitt Panthers. We are all on Pitt. Mine is mostly a heart pick. I hate Miami. I think Carson Beck is a bum. I do not think this Miami team is firing at any sort of all cylinders. I think the College Football Playoff Committee is trying to literally walk them into the playoff like as hard as they possibly can. I would love this freshman quarterback. I think Pitt looks good. I mean, they went out and dominated Georgia Tech last week.
Oh yeah, they did.
I mean, you're giving them a home game. Miami's having to travel all the way up to Pitt. It's going to be cold. I don't know what the snow forecast is up there in Pittsburgh. I would love it if there is snow. So give me the Pitt Panthers. Yeah. Luke, go ahead. Why is Pitt winning this game?
I was already on the Ann Arbor condition.
Oh yeah,
They're bad.
Yeah, I know. But Pitt, man, I just think they're from what I saw last week. I think they're more bought in. Miami's just kind of coasting. They beat Notre Dame, so they're like, oh, we got this. But then you lose to Louisville. They're still alive if they're looking at the rankings, and I just really don't see how this Miami team's going to go on the road to Pitt because, I mean, they like you said. They should not be in the playoff, but the committee is literally shoving it down our throats that they should be. And I think Pitt just literally puts them down, and they end that hope once and for all in true Miami fashion. So give me Pitt.
Yeah, we got a high of 35, low of 25 on Saturday.
Yeah, Carson Beck ain't built for this.
I think, honestly, it is a 50-50 game, what happens. I haven't watched a lot of Pitt football this year, but I think it's more of us picking heart and that we all really want Vanderbilt in the playoffs. And this is one of the first steps that we need to happen pretty much for Vanderbilt to sneak in.
Next up, speaking of
Our Commodores.
our Commodores, Vanderbilt, head into the most godforsaken land known to earth, Knoxville, Tennessee. And they play the Tennessee Vols. We are all on Vandy, as we should be.
Yes.
I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Diego Pavia is better than Joey Aguilar. Vanderbilt's defense is better than Tennessee's defense. Vanderbilt's offense is better than Tennessee's offense. Tennessee hasn't beaten anyone other than Mississippi State worth a crap this year.
Tennessee just hasn't lost to the team, any teams that they shouldn't have lost to. Yeah. Like, they've beaten the teams they're supposed to beat, but they haven't beaten any teams that like are better than them or equal worth. That's the only thing. That's the only reason why they're ranked.
100%. I think Vandy wins this game comfortably. I think they're a much better football team than Tennessee. I think Tennessee is now. Don't get me wrong. I think Tennessee probably comes out and gets the lead early, and they're going to be pretty fired up playing at home. I think Vanderbilt's defensive line is going to be an X factor in this game. I don't think Tennessee's going to be able to run the ball at all. Joey Aguilar is going to throw interceptions to lose this football game for Tennessee. Give me the Commodores. Luke, why do you like Vandy?
I just think they're the better football team. The only thing that worries me is it's in Knoxville, and going on the road in college football, especially with a hostile environment like Neyland, is very tough. And we saw who'd they play on the road? Was it Bama? Right, where they kind of struggled a little bit. Kavia played his worst game.
Yeah, he did play his worst game of football at Bama.
That was on the road. So that is the only thing that worries me. But I think they still have a chance at the playoff. Tennessee's just like in that weird, like, yeah, we're going to maybe get an okay bowl game. So I don't think they have much bought into it. And they probably are not looking at Vandy all that much just because, it's Vandy. We beat them every year. I think Vandy's going to go into Knoxville and win this football.
And Yeah, I mean, I would just love to see Vanderbilt play up. They're a good enough team to be in. Finally, unfortunately, he's not here back yet. He is trying to get in. Texas A&M plays Texas. Texas A&M is the better team than Texas. I don't think Arch Manning's that good. I'm going with A&M. Y'all both are going with A&M.
I might have would have picked Texas, but for some reason, this game between them and Georgia just has like the most sourest taste in my mouth of what they won 35-10. Georgia beat them that bad
Yeah.
when Texas was probably at its peak, like on a hot
We
streak.
go.
Like you would at least thought they kept the game close, but I just for some reason I don't see Texas really holding on.
Chase, why does Texas beat A&M?
Brutal.
This is brutal. We cannot hear him.
Well, first off,
Yeah.
I think Texas is.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Brutal. You hate to see it.
Okay. Yeah, Mike, you
Um,
good now?
Are you on your phone hotspot?
All right. You got me now?
It is so.
Speak again one more time.
Or the
Yes, it's better.
Kind of shaky.
Oh, it is shaky.
Yeah.
Which is funny because your picture is so clear.
Yeah, it is.
Are you
I
using
need to be out
your
of the
AirPods to talk through?
Yeah, he is.
Yo.
Let's just try it without the AirPods. Screw it.
The
Fair
AirPods
enough.
should be fine.
Not really. Yeah, unfortunate for Chase. All I'm going to say is what he's going to say. Arch Manning is a much underrated quarterback in terms of the personal hate he's getting. He's got just as good stats, if not better, than Marcel Reed. Texas defense is better than Texas A&M, so Texas is going to win this football game. He's also a Texas fan. So,
I will say one thing. I want to say one thing about this rivalry weekend. If you were cooking up a rivalry weekend where you want chaos to happen, like this is what you want. If you paid attention to who's home and who's away in these situations, you got Michigan's at home, Auburn's at home, Mississippi State's at home, and then you have Texas at home, which are huge 4 games. I'll be telling you right now, Ole Miss does not want to lose this game and then Lane Kiffin say something and then screws their playoff chances because it gets weird if Ole Miss loses and Vanderbilt wins. I'm going to say it right now.
Yeah.
It gets weird. And especially if Ole Miss loses and Texas wins and Michigan win, like
It's really weird.
the committee, there's a scenario where the committee is screwed.
yeah.
Very much. And it's a very high percentage of this happening. I'm super excited for this weekend.
I am as well. Who's going to pop off at week 14? I'll start off. So, like I said, Blake Shapen hurt, doesn't play. Mario Taylor's a dog, all right? This dude is such a dual threat quarterback. He can run like freaking Lamar Jackson. He can throw like freaking Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. This dude is the next coming of Christ in Starkville, Mississippi, and he's going to beat the Ole Miss Rebels single-handedly if he gets the chance. So I'm kind of like hedging my bets here in like my hope that, hey, I really hope Kamario plays. Or, hey, if Kamario does play, he is going to tear this Ole Miss defense apart. Give me Kamario Taylor as my dude who's going to pop off in week 14. Luke, who's going to pop off in week 14?
So I wanted to put Michigan's offensive line because that's going to control the game, but I could not actually find a good picture. So I was like, screw this. We'll do someone on defense. I got Derek Moore. His 20 tackles on the year, 9.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. And edge rushers have always played a really big part in this game with David Ajabo. He's played a big part. Aiden Hutchinson. I think since they are going to be throwing the ball a lot, I think him and TJ Guy and some of those interior rushers are going to play a huge part on this pass rush. And I think he's at least going to have a sack and a half. And Michigan is going to get it done this weekend.
Chase had Arch Manning against Texas A&M. Terrible take. I'll just, shoot at him while he's not able to talk.
I'll speak for Chase. I'll do some justice. Arch has played. I mean, you obviously can't live up to the Heisman expectations, but Arch has been solid this year. I don't think he's been god awful like some people. but I think he's been solid. And if they are going to win this game, Orange is going to have to play well.
I agree.
Because, I mean, it's not going to be the defense holding this A&M offense to 7 points. They're going to have to score a little bit, and I think they could very well do this. It's at home. Home teams play well at home, so I like his pick.
Michael, I like your pick.
I think Pavia has a real chance of coming into Neyland, dominating, and really making a case for his Heisman. And I think if you're a college football fan who doesn't have any bias, you want Vanderbilt in this playoff.
Oh, 100%.
And it's just a perfect story. Yes, you would like if Diego Pavia was a more likable person. Like, he is very
He's a
annoying.
likable person.
Oh, he's very annoying.
He's very annoying. And his face is annoying too. I'm not gonna lie.
Diego, please, master us. It's Michael. I adore you.
But I'm cheering for him, and especially because it's against Tennessee, and Vanderbilt hasn't beaten Tennessee in a while. This is the year. Also,
Anchor down.
I really hope that Georgia quarterback flips Vanderbilt next
That would
year.
be awesome. If Vandy beats Tennessee and all of a sudden we get that Nashville Christian kid committing to Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt's set up for the next 4 years.
That would be awesome.
Best bets for college football. I'll go ahead and read Chase's off. He has Texas plus 2.5 against A&M. Okay, Michael will read Chase's off. Mississippi State plus 7.5. I mean, I think we'll win the game, but we may not win the game. We're not losing by more than a touchdown. This game has historically been an under a touchdown game. You're giving me a touchdown and the hook. I love it. Give it Mississippi State plus 7.5. Give me Vandy plus 3.5. I almost said Vandy money line, but I want to give y'all good plays. All right. And I think Vandy, if they were going to lose, it's going to be like a fluke field goal at the end of the game where they, lose by 3. They're not going to lose. Give me Vanderbilt plus 3.5. Roy plus 6.5. Southern Miss has come stumbling into this game. By the way, if you don't know, the winner of this game is going to the Sunbelt Championship game against James Madison between Troy and Southern Miss. I'm a Troy Trojan. I'm a Troy alum. I'm a Troy football alum. Lock up Troy plus 6.5. Hit plus 6.5 against Miami. They win this game outright. Enough said. And then Auburn plus 6.5 against Alabama. Again, it's going to be a crazy game in Jordan Hare. I like it when I get the points. So I'm going to take Auburn on the plus 6.5. Essentially, if you can't tell, if you're not looking, take the dogs this weekend. Underdogs are going to cover on rivalry week. Luke, give me your 5.
So I got Indiana minus 28.5 versus Purdue. The only thing that worries me about this game is if they take people out of half to prep for the Big Ten Championship. But
that is a concern I did not think about. Good point.
I do think they put up enough early enough to where they hammer this Purdue team. They've done it all year. And I got Texas Tech minus 23.5. Same kind of concern. They play West Virginia. I think they score enough early on to where it does not matter, and the 23.5 is out of the question. Then I got Vandy. It has moved down to plus 3 when I looked at it. Or it might have moved up when you looked at it. But I got Vandy plus the points. I think they win. Points are always a good bet. I got Notre Dame. Hold on. Who did they play? Stanford. Thank you. Notre Dame plays Stanford. It's at Stanford, which is okay. It's a little worrisome.
We just witnessed Notre Dame.
Yes.
I can't even fathom how you do that to another college football team.
So I got Notre Dame 31.5. It seems like a lot, but for this Notre Dame team against their crappy opponent,
I think it's a lot.
it's not a lot. So then I have my homing pick. Don't tell this. I'm already on it.
Good value. Good value.
I got it at prop boost too, plus 400. I got Michigan money line. We're not losing this game. It's going to be a great sports week for Michigan football, or for Michigan as a whole. So
What's up, guys? I'm Chase.
The producer speaking for Chase now.
I like Texas plus 2.5 against Texas A&M. I mean, Arch Manning's most underrated quarterback in college football, and it's at Texas. I mean, this is just a perfect brew for Texas at least to cover. I should have put money line, but I put for them to cover just to be safe. I like the dogs to cover against Ole Miss. Again, with these huge lines, even though 7.5 is not a huge line, anything over a touchdown in these rivalry games, you should definitely take. Except for this this next bet, I really don't know why I picked LSU plus 7.5, but I did. Charlotte plus 30.5 against
Charlotte is so bad.
Or are they going to pull people in some form of the game that they will end up covering because their starters won't be in? So, I mean, it is. I don't mind that pick. It is a very interesting pick, though.
Shout out Chloe plugging in the computer that films us. This is huge. Thank you. Round of applause for Chloe here. This is
Go make me a sandwich.
all right.
All right.
That was out of
Yeah, I think the Charlotte number is just too much. And back off of what my boys said, Tulane's probably going to pull people probably at halftime when they're up, probably 30, and then Charlotte's going to score a touchdown. And then probably the same thing with Rice.
Yeah.
But
these are some picks.
especially why did y'all make me do this?
I'll help out. USF's head coach is leaving.
Yes,
Yeah,
USF
Golish.
has. I was going to say that Golish is leaving.
You know who beat?
Low scoring game.
You know who beat USF?
Navy. Navy. That's a good angle. We have an angle. We have an angle.
The triple option is going to call us some trouble for USF again, and we're going to see a little bit of magic.
Again,
The at large.
my name is Chase Cross, and those were my picks.
Cross. On to the at large bubble. So we have. I'm going to set the stage here. Oregon's safe, relatively, unless they used to lose to UW and a lot of other stuff happens. They're in the relatively safe category.
Yeah.
Here's where stuff gets messy. It's everything after that.
Yeah.
It's at 7. And I think what was the big point of the committee was Oregon jumping Ole Miss 6-7. There we go.
Yes,
Has
we're
put Ole
autistic.
Miss at jeopardy of falling out if they lose the Egg Bowl, which I love, by the way. Anyway, Ole Miss has state this weekend, 7. Oklahoma has LSU. LSU could. They probably won't, but they could.
Could you tell me that score of the Western Kentucky LSU game?
13-10. West
Okay.
Kentucky's a dog of a team. Don't
I
ever
thought
say that again.
was Photoshop when I saw that this morning. I didn't really check the score. I thought that was Photoshop.
At 8, they should take care of business. Notre Dame at 9 should take care of business. Bama and Iron Bowl at 10. So I have a red line there. If you're not watching on YouTube, there's a red line between 10 and 11. That's because, hypothetically speaking, the G5 and then the ACC winner will get 11 and 12. Go ahead.
I was going to mention off of this, the difference this year is it's cut off one, I guess, short.
Yes.
It's the best way to
There's not
put
a
it
clear-cut
because,
ACC team.
yeah, the ACC team isn't in the top 12 or whatever, and the G5 team is never in the top 12,
Well,
except for Boise, yeah,
Boise was in
Undefeated.
comfortably in-
and had a great running back. But that's what makes things weird.
It does.
which I love.
So
I love
BYU's
it too.
out looking in. They play UCF this weekend.
Who plays
7.5-point
UCF?
favorites.
BYU.
And who does
Now-
Utah play?
Kansas.
Yeah.
So both of those games, by the way, are against 5 and 6 teams.
I think the Kansas game is more winnable.
100%.
UCF is awful. They only
A little Scott Frost magic. We don't
they
know.
Only beat Oklahoma State by 3. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I do believe it is in Orlando, Florida, though.
they both are on the
Yes.
for both.
So that's a tough travel for BYU to Orlando. You know the bounce house does get bouncing for UCF, so it'll be a tough environment. Miami heads to Pitt. Utah heads to Kansas. Vandy heads to Tennessee at 14. Michigan heads to or hosts Ohio State at 15, and Texas hosts A&M at 16. So
I'm just being realistic here. I'm not trying to be biased. I can hear Luke's opinion on this because he really isn't biased on the SEC stuff. But when you're looking at the picture like this, I don't see Ole Miss getting kicked out if they lose, unless, I mean, I don't really know how they'd get kicked out. They're at 7. They have the Oklahoma win. I mean, that's the you really got to think about. The at Oklahoma win is just too good. But I mean, I'm a State fan, so I want to be biased. But they're really the only teams
what if
that
they
are in
get blown
jeopardy.
out by State? What's they get blown out?
Yeah, but that's just not going to happen. But so the teams that are in jeopardy, I think, are 8, 9, and 10. And Notre Dame's going to BTA. So it's really just Oklahoma and Alabama. And it's really, I guess, just Alabama because Oklahoma LSU really isn't a rivalry. So Bama's just got to win, man. And I think Bama's the most likely to win out of the rivalry games. So we could see no chaos at all. But I think we
So-
are.
So
I think. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No, please.
Okay. So Ole Miss loses, right? They maybe in the initial next week rankings are at like 12 or something.
Oh, I also have a question. Sorry to interrupt you. But do they do a rankings after this week? Or
Yeah,
do
they
they
do.
wait until after conference
No,
championship?
there's a ranking after the week this week, and then there's a ranking after the conference championship.
Okay.
They might be out, but then say they're at 12 and Miami, Utah, they all lose or whatever. So all those ahead of you is BYU and Bama or something crazy happens.
And BYU gets blown out by
BYU
Texas
get
Tech.
blown out,
Okay.
they could jump, and then maybe Bama somehow look unfavorable. I don't know. There's just I think there's some weird stuff with the conference championships because say Oregon goes to the conference championship thing. What if they just get absolutely hammered by Indiana?
Well, they would have to lose to UW this week, I believe, and lose by a lot to Indiana
No,
to have
they
any sort of
don't make
effect.
the conference
Yeah,
championship.
they wouldn't make the conference
They
championship.
have
Okay.
to win this week.
Yeah, no, if they win this week, they're in.
No, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think Ole Miss is in danger of falling out. I think it would be an absolute chaos scenario though. Like BYU wins the Big 12, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden you have to bump someone. I think the most likely thing that happens here is Bama loses. BYU,
Just loses the Tech by like
Tech by a lot. Miami loses to Pitt. Utah loses to Kansas, which I think very well could happen. Utah looked horrible against Kansas State.
I think
And if Vandy gets a statement win, like a 2-touchdown plus win on the road against a ranked Tennessee team, it will be Vandy at 10 that gets in.
Well, I'll piggyback off of what you just said. And I think if 14, 15, or 16 wins this weekend, they jump Utah. One of them, they jump
Don't
Utah.
jump Utah. I think Utah, you're right. I think Utah is irrelevant to this conversation right now.
Which is, I don't know why they have them at 13, but they do. But I think 14, 15, or 16, the odds of all of them winning, very low. The odds of one of them winning,
Pretty high.
probably pretty high. Probably Vandy. So, yeah, if you're a Vandy, you just gotta win, and then you just gotta hope something weird happens.
So,
Which-
Alabama
Yeah, go ahead now, please.
loses. This is going to be Michigan beats Ohio State. Vandy beats Tennessee. Who gets in there?
You
Because
gotta
if you look at Vandy's schedule, I'm not trying to hate on Vandy.
No. It's 100% Michigan.
Okay.
yes. You put if
It's
you
a
beat the number
thousand-
one team in the
I'm thinking
country.
it's 1,000%
'Cause
Michigan.
I've seen both sides, and I understand both sides. I mean,
I'll give you. I'll play devil's advocate. Vanderbilt's schedule has been much harder than Michigan's. No matter, like, I mean,
it has.
now how the records are of who they played in the SEC. The Big Ten is not the SEC.
Mhm.
The Big Ten is very top heavy.
Yeah.
Michigan strength of schedule does not stack up to Vanderbilt's.
That's true.
However, you are correct. Vanderbilt does not have a signature win. Is Tennessee a signature win? No. I wish they would have won like a game though to made this like Tennessee 16, Vanderbilt 14.
Yeah.
Then that would have projected. If Vanderbilt wins that game, no matter what, they're jumping probably in. But I think essentially, I made this because we're all rooting for Vanderbilt. How does Vanderbilt get in the playoff? So I was like, look, I'm looking at this. I think it boils down to this: we got to have LSU pull one for it to be like, okay, I really think Vanderbilt's going to get in. Ole Miss or Bama has to lose,
I think
and LSU's got to beat Oklahoma.
Or both. Because another interesting thing, though,
And here's the thing:
if
if 7, 8, and 10 all lose, I think it's Vanderbilt and BYU that get in.
no, there's going to be and like another thing. If Ole Miss loses, they can still get in. But if Lane Kiffin starts,
That's the
doing
thing.
shenanigans,
So Lane Kiffin comes out and says he's going to LSU. That Egg Bowl loss knocks Ole Miss out of the playoffs 1,000%.
yeah,
like,
I agree.
because It's
I agree,
the same,
agree,
same
agree.
sort of thing with the injured players. Like if your starting cornerback is out for the year and your backup is the same with Florida State a few years.
Yeah,
ago.
JD Pickell was comparing the situation to the Jordan Travis situation.
Yes. So if he's out and he's not in the picture, they are not going to make it because Lincoln is a great coach. I still don't think he leaves. I think Oxford's his home. I think he only leaves for the Alabama job. That is the only job I think.
I think he's gone. I think he's going to Baton Rouge. I think Baton Rouge is, in terms of like program prestige, they are like 1B to Alabama being 1A. And I think Lane Kiffin will have a ton of more resources at LSU. And I think he knows that. And I think he could legitimately win a national championship at LSU. So we got to move on. NFL Week 13 predictions. Michael, before you pee, I want you to lean in the mic. Why did the Green Bay Packers beat the Detroit Lions?
Because that's the best scenario for the Cowboys to get in the playoffs is the
Okay.
Lions losing and then us beating them next week.
There we go.
That's fair.
That's fair enough. I think the Lions are the much better team here. I think, at home, Thanksgiving,
I know.
Josh Jacobs is back.
No way you get swept.
Yeah, 100%. No way you get swept. The Lions win this game.
No, I completely agree. Gibbs is going to go ballistic again. I think
Again.
they're going to run all over him.
I don't think the Packers are that good.
I don't either. I think they started off hot, and that's boosted them because they had a few good wins. After that, they've not looked very good. They lost to the Browns, for God's sake. I mean, they really didn't. Was it last week they played the Vikings?
Yeah.
They didn't really they looked. They were the better football team, but if you're the Viking, you're going in that. You go in and hammer the Vikings. You don't win by what is it, 10?
But the Vikings defense is great.
I know, but JJ McCarthy's their quarterback.
Okay, but the defense is still great.
I know, but if you're an elite team, you go in there and hammer.
We're on the Cowboys, obviously. I think they're hot. I think we
I
win this
know.
football game, not homing. All of us but Chase are on the Ravens. He's on the Bengals. We're split on Eagles, Bears. I'll touch on this in a second. I just think at home, I think the Eagles are going to bounce back and win, especially after losing to Dallas the way they did last week. The Bears are hot, though, so why do you think the Bears are going to
So
win?
I think play calling is a huge issue for the Eagles because Jalen Hurts has had 5 different offensive coordinators in the NFL. And if you date it back to college, he didn't have the same two for the last 2 years at college. So I think that is a huge issue in Philly. And Nick Foles went on a podcast and said, what's it called? He said, you can tell. He said he's the offensive coordinator is a great guy, but you can tell he is not a good offensive coordinator because he cannot call plays. There's no image like Kellen Moore. I'll give for example. I think he's a good play caller. He draws up crap, and even though I hated him when we throw it on 3rd and 8 when we needed to run the ball to use the timeout, he would do it. And I think Kellen Moore's a great offensive coordinator. I do not think this guy is, and I just think they drop a game to the red hot Bears.
We're on the Niners against the Browns, except Chase. He's a shooter homer. We're all the Jags
I
with the
like that
Titans.
pick though, because
They have a good defense.
that defense is elite, and Purdy's been playing so bad, it could totally happen.
I like Mac Jones, man. Put him in.
Put him in. I agree. On the Colts against the Texans. On the Dolphins against the Saints. On the Falcons against the Jets. On the Bucks against the Cardinals. On the Rams against the Panthers.
The home.
It is a home. 9 is returning in Seattle. I just like the Vikings, man. On the Seahawks, there's really not much to say about the Seahawks. Don't kill them. We're on the Bills against Steelers. Not the same without Rodgers.
This is a weird Steelers game though. That
Steelers should absolutely win this game.
They kind of have to win, to kind of keep that pace of.
And let's act like Buffalo's looked good.
Oh, I know. They have to win to keep that 9 and whatever pace, 10-win pace, and
They
this is a
got
game
to
they-
go 9-8.
This is a game they kind of need to win. So this is at home. I am worried about this Bills team.
All on the Chargers against the Raiders. All on the Broncos against the Commanders. And all on the Pats
Also,
against
I
the
was
Giants.
talking about the Bills. What I saw this thing on Twitter. So all the athletes dating celebrities like Taylor Swift and Travis, all their fans support Travis. All the Haley Seinfeld's fans hate Josh Allen. Absolutely despise him. They all call him. I kid you not. He's apparently the most ugly, selfish man in the world. They all despise him.
It's Josh Allen.
They think he should go kill himself.
That's my saint. Josh
Go
Allen.
look it up. It's
crazy.
It came across.
Pre-week 13 NFL power rankings. I've got the Rams at 1. I think they're the clear-cut best team in the NFL right now. I actually did a little playoff predictor at work today. I'm going 15-2. I don't think they'll lose.
You don't
again.
have them losing?
I don't have them losing again.
should've worked.
They're a top tier team.
You're in
100%.
work.
I think the Patriots
Good
are 2 just because the Colts haven't looked great recently. So I've got the Colts at 3, Seahawks at 4, even though they've been faulty recently. And then, dude, the Bears are red hot. Gotta throw them in there at 5. Give me the Bears. Luke, walk me through your top 5.
Rams top team in the league. Pats, like you said.
Yeah.
Broncos are right there. Their defense is elite. They're winning football games. It's a power ranking.
Yawn.
If you win, you're on here. I dropped the Colts to 4. I almost dropped them out because they lost. But you're in Arrowhead. I'll cut you some slack. And then the Bears are red hot. I almost put the Cowboys at 5
I almost did too.
because they beat them.
Power ranking.
Yes, it's a power ranking. But I'm going to go with the Bears. So I think the Bears are 5.
For Spotify listeners, that Chase had the Rams at 1, Seahawks 2, Pats 3, Colts 4, Broncos and 5.
NFL best bets. Michael, you can play Chase again.
Yep. First.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just get it out of the way. I think Detroit dominates at home on Thanksgiving, and I think they get the job done against Green Bay, who has just been probably one of the most inconsistent teams in the NFL this year. Also like Joe Burrow coming back to at least cover against Baltimore. I think that's just going to give a good boost to the Cincinnati offense.
And they've
And
played a lot
hope-
of close games this year.
Yeah, and it's a divisional game. Touchdown divisional game. It's a lot. Obviously, riding with the boys against Kansas City. Also, Chicago still isn't getting mentioned as much as they should as an 8-3 team. And Philly, man, I think this is the game where after the game, they probably fire the OC because, I mean, that's just inexcusable. 0 points in the second half. And then Cleveland money line against San Francisco. Like the defense, Myles Garrett is going for that sack record, and I think he gets 1 or 2 this game. And
Who knows? What
Shanahan's going to have a decision to make sooner or later about this quarterback position.
Mac Jones is the answer, by the way.
Love the Cowboys on the money line.
They win this game outright against the Chiefs at plus 155. I also love the Bears plus 7. I cannot believe this line is this big. It's almost like Vegas knows something I don't, which I hate. But I also think they're kind of telling you, like, wow, you should probably bet on the Bears. Like, sometimes Vegas gives you freebies. They're like, you should bet on the Bears. So what will I do? I'll bet on the Bears. So I know I was homing on the money line pick. I do like the Vikings plus 10.5. Their defense is good enough to keep them in the game against a Seattle team that has been kind of struggling offensively recently. They only beat the Titans by 3. So I think that's notable in terms of like covering the 10.5 point spread. So I like the Vikings plus 10.5. I like the Colts minus 4.5. I think they have a good bounce back this week. And I love the Chargers minus 8.5 against the Raiders. They should torch them. The Raiders are atrocious. Luke, you're 5.
Bucks 2.5 versus Cardinals. I really don't know why I do know why it's this low, but again,
Because Jacoby Brissett is electric.
it's the Cardinals. I don't care. Then I love the Bears plus 7. I think they win this football game. I think Ben Johnson's done a great job in year 1 with the Bears, and I really think they win this game. Then I got the Broncos at night versus the Skins. I think the Skins are
Skins.
It's 5.5. That is not that much. It's a touchdown. I can easily see them winning this by 2. Then I got the Chargers by 8.5. The Raiders should get killed. And then this is my weird touchdown pick. Ollie Gordon's the goal line back for the Dolphins. They play the Saints this week.
Good play.
So I think Ollie Gordon might get in the end zone this week for the rookie.
At plus 225. Oh, that didn't pick it up. Yeah, there you go.
I'm not doing that.
Turkey Day plays on Thanksgiving. Michael, play Chase again. We have some Turkey Day plays. Again, Dallas money line plus 155. I love Navy money line on the road at Memphis. This Memphis team is so done with their season. They're done. Inside source. They're done with their season. They are so over it. They went from on cloud 9 to the freaking Frisco Bowl. All right. Navy also historically beats Memphis. You're telling me you're giving me Navy a plus 140 against the Tigers? Hammer the midshipmen for America. And Lions minus 3. I think they win by a touchdown against the Packers. Luke, what's your plays?
CeeDee Lamb to score. CeeDee Lamb dropped a bunch of passes last week. I know. I think they both score. I think CD. I just am more confident in CD scoring. Also, you said Navy always wins. Memphis has in the last 10 years 6-4. So
Yawn.
I know. I never believe it when I look it up, but for some reason they beat them. But I
just feel like they
it's
always
we
win that game.
I think it's just we always lose the game when we need to win that game. I think that's why. Anyways, I got Dallas money line. I think we can win this football game. It's at home. The Chiefs are not very good on the road. Dallas is playing the best football they can. I love Schottenheimer. I think he's doing a great job with his team. The culture is amazing. And then I got Duke minus 10.5 versus Arkansas. I don't think Arkansas is a very good team, and I think Duke is just going to be able to hammer them. So I got Duke minus 10.5. Chase,
Booster.
We're hammering the
breaking
Cowboys
news.
every which way.
Ole Miss is wearing those white camo helmets again.
Yeah, they are. I saw that. Did you also see that? Did you see who Saban advocated for the Penn State
I
job?
love that.
Ooh.
Dable, Brian
Oh,
Dable.
I would love Brian Dable.
Great hire. That'd be a great.
And it would also keep this terrible cycle of like if Lane Kiffin, we're going on a tangent here. If Lane Kiffin does leave and John Summerall is truly at Auburn, who the hell does Ole Miss hire? Ryan Silverfield?
I wasn't thinking of Dable, but I was like, man, an NFL guy, coordinator or coach is going to come down. They're going to have to come down, or a team's just going to have to take a huge risk on a mid G5 team hire.
Jared Parker. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Jim Mora would have been in a bigger team, not Ole Miss, but I thought Colorado State seemed.
Dude, Jim Mora turned that UConn program around.
No,
The Colorado State going to the Pac-12.
yeah.
So-
I get it, but
Colorado State is going to the Big
Yeah.
12.
Pac-12.
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 But like still, that's going to be seen as a group of 5 school.
Okay.
So
Anyway,
yeah,
Chase, your turkey day plays.
Like I said, we're hammering Dallas every way we can, covering and money line. And then like I said, in my best bets, I still think Detroit gets it done against Green Bay on Thanksgiving.
It's time. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. So hold on. Let me get out of this.
Mine's edited.
And slideshow.
Okay. I was gonna do it for
Dang.
I have
It's
a
only
number
us
generator
three.
pulled up on my
It's
phone.
only us three. Will, Luke, and Michael. Michael, you weren't here. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
I'll go 4. Yeah, that's a good number.
the score will.
That is.
Again,
Hold on, but this is how I got
I
good
know.
last time.
Yeah.
Three.
Got it.
Let's go. So I will go first. You will go second. Luke will go last again because that makes sense. Turkey. First overall pick will have to be turkey. I mean, you have to go 1-1 turkey. I mean, if you don't, you're wrong. Specifically, fried turkey. And I want it in the graphic as fried turkey. Wait, I do the graphics. So, fried turkey. Fried turkey is the best way to do turkey. And if you do it right, injections, it is some of the best thing you could ever put in your mouth. Pause. Michael,
major pause.
major pause. Michael, what's 1-2?
I think I'm just gonna go for safe pick here, and I'm gonna go ham as my number 2 overall.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
It's turkey and ham as your 2 main course dishes, so that's what I'm gonna roll with.
Now I'm going to argue with you that ham is more of a Christmas Easter thing than Thanksgiving.
Ham more on Thanksgiving than I do. Than turkey. I like ham more.
I feel like, Luke, you eat a lot of things on Thanksgiving.
But I think more people definitely.
The honey baked ham, man.
Yeah,
It's good.
I think a lot of people eat ham
All right, Luke.
on Thanksgiving.
What's your first round
I'm
pick?
gonna go with my favorite dish at Thanksgiving: sweet potato casserole.
That's elite.
With
That's
the
an elite
marshmallows.
pick.
It is the best dish at Thanksgiving. I love it. I eat 5 pounds of it every year. Then I'm going to go with mashed potatoes. Got to have some good mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving. I think that is the way to go. Like, just load up your plate with some turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, plate 1. Then you go back from
Michael.
Yeah, I think I got an easy pick here. I'm gonna go with stuffing / dressing. I think that's an easy lock as the next pick. I mean, this is a dish you literally only make at Thanksgiving.
100%. It's a
So-
Thanksgiving staple. You have to have it at Thanksgiving. Y'all left me with a tough one here.
Made a list like me as he's
Here-
looking up on the internet.
I'm actually writing down our picks. Thank you, Luke, for backing me up there. So I'm thinking, what do I have on my plate? What do I have on my plate? And I think this is mad underrated, and I kind of hate that I'm using. Well, here, I'll make my second pick gravy. you got to have gravy on your plate. Gravy is a staple. Gravy makes anything that tastes like crap absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Got to go with gravy. And with my third pick, and this is probably going to be controversial to a lot of people that listen to this, I love green bean casserole.
Okay.
I mean, with
I
the
don't think that's controversial. Wow.
I love green bean casserole. So I'm gonna take green bean casserole, especially when you gotta get those French's, dry like the fried onions on top. Oh my god, delectable. But Michael,
My next pick is another Thanksgiving staple that you only have at Thanksgiving, and then we're gonna go cranberry sauce.
ooh, but do you actually eat cranberry sauce?
No, I don't. But I mean, that's
Because I was
obviously Thanksgiving food.
Two cranberries. That's what I was gonna ask. But I don't.
I think it's more of
I
the.
don't think I have once eaten cranberry sauce while we're
I might actually try it this year just because I picked it.
because we'll throw some cranberry sauce.
Might as well try it.
I think I'm gonna win this draft. I'm gonna go with pumpkin pie here. I think that is elite.
I thought it was gonna fall to me.
The pumpkin pie every single year. I mean,
I wasn't even thinking dessert.
I can eat a whole pie on my own. So it's not just because I'm fat, it's because it's just that good. So, and then this is tough because there's a few things that I could go for. Yeah, there is. But I'm gonna go mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is solid,
I think mac and cheese is
but
great.
I'm gonna counter you here. I think mad overrated on your Thanksgiving plate. I think you can get mac and cheese any time of the year.
Yes.
I think it's a very filling food too. So I actually typically stay away from mac and cheese at Thanksgiving, but solid pick.
That's
Solid
fine.
pick. You
It's
can't
always-
hate on it.
It's always on my second, third plate.
That's
So,
insane.
but
I think that's a good pick for the fourth round.
Oh, 100% fourth round pick. Yeah. Michael.
All right, with my last pick, I'm gonna back off of Luke, and I'm probably gonna go other dessert, and so I'm gonna go apple pie.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Pecan pie is absolutely undefeated at Thanksgiving. And that is going to be my last pick.
See,
I'm
I was
a pecan pie over pumpkin pie guy.
really.
So that's just my
I just eat.
Pecan pie has the least amount of flavor out of the three pies we just picked.
absolutely not. It is so sweet and I
Nutty.
can't. Yeah, it's like eating a candy.
It's like eating what?
I don't want to say it. Like eating a candy pecan from Bucky's in a pie form. And I like the texture. I'm a big texture guy. I gotta stop.
He's a big texture guy when it comes. He's a big texture guy when it comes to his nuts.
What's one thing we left off though? That we
Rolls. Rolls are obviously left off here. I think rolls are solid. Again, you can rolls any time of the year.
yeah.
But and I'm not even a roll at Thanksgiving guy because I like to optimize my stomach capacity. And I think rolls are just a filler. So I'm anti-roll at Thanksgiving more. And I'm getting looks. Yeah. It's a Thanksgiving draft, mother.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving draft. I'm
Out of
getting
the-
hate.
Out of these three pies, what would you rank them
Yeah.
based off of like
Come
Thanksgiving?
here. Come talk in the mic.
Out of these three pies, what would you rank them like based off of like
Thanksgiving.
when you think of Thanksgiving?
Just Thanksgiving. Okay.
Pumpkin pie, apple pie, pecan pie.
Do you want me to rank them?
Yeah, 1 through 3.
No.
Pumpkin,
like the
pecan,
most, but-
apple. Number 1, pumpkin. 2, pecan. 3, apple.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Getting last place over there, Michael. No, pumpkin pie's late.
No, from the list that I had, we left off yams, which is another form of sweet potatoes.
It's another way to say it.
The like a broccoli casserole.
Yeah, so I was between green bean and broccoli, but I just was like, man, I love
Green bean's definitely more
casserole.
popular.
Yeah, 100%.
Cheddar casserole.
It's good. It's good. But I also get that at Christmas. So
And then collard greens.
I love some collard greens. Oh, I should have said collard greens.
All right,
I would have gotten like some culture points there. College basketball picks of the week. We've got some bangers on board. North Carolina plays Michigan State. Me and Mike are on UNC here, and let me just note here. Michael is 19-2 in his college basketball pick'ems, elite. So I was like, I'm gonna side with the Wizard on this one. I do think Michigan State has been shooting the 3-ball way better than they will for the rest of the season lately. So I think North Carolina's mad underrated right now. As soon as that guy gets healthy, Trimble gets healthy. This North Carolina team is kind of poised for a deep run, which I hate. I hate Blue Bloods doing deep runs, but I have North Carolina. Michael has North Carolina. Michael, you have the Heels.
I think North Carolina is very underrated this year, and they have a stud freshman. What is his name? Caleb Wilson. I forgot his name, but I've been seeing just like stats about him and how he's Caleb. Yeah, I think he's returning North Carolina back to the top of the ACC, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge Michigan State fan though. I mean everyone that's a college basketball fan loves Cohen Carr, but that dude is awesome. But I like North Carolina in this situation. I think they're just a more complete basketball team. I like them to get it done.
All right, Devil's Advocate. Michigan State. Why, Luke?
This pains me to pick Michigan State, but they are shooting the ball at a ridiculous clip that they never do. And I think this is going to be another game where they just shoot lights out. Jack Kohler, Jeremiah Fears is not going to turn it over. They are going to play good basketball, and I hate it. I hate picking them. But I also hate Hubert Davis, so I think coaching is going to play. I think Tom Izzo obviously is a better coach, but I think he's like miles ahead of Hubert Davis. I think Hubert Davis is not a good basketball coach. I don't think he's very good, and I think this Carolina team will be in the ACC solid. I don't think they'll make a big tournament run because of him.
We are all on the Dukies against Arkansas, and frankly, one, I think Duke is really damn good. But two, man, I just think Arkansas is bad overrated to start at the beginning of the year, and I just don't think it's as good as a team as they had last year. Although we did think that at the beginning of last year with Calipari's Arkansas team, they ended up making a deeper run in the NCAA tournament. But I just don't think they're there yet. I think Duke rolls Arkansas.
Yeah, and Arkansas made that deeper run. They started playing well in SEC play. And also, I'm not trying to knock on the SEC too bad. They've sucked against the non-con this year. They have the worst winning percentage out of the Power 5 in college basketball, conference, Power 5 versus Power 5. Or maybe it's Power 5 versus top 60. They have the worst percentage, and I just think Duke rolls them. I think Boozer's a little overrated, but I think Duke rolls here.
5-0, St. Louis. 6-0, Santa Clara. Palm Desert, California. I want to know where this neutral site game is in. California. Luke, we're in agreement.
Yeah.
And here's my dude. In every offensive statistic except one, St. Louis washes Santa Clara. There are two that I think dictate this game. One, pace of play. I think Santa Clara makes St. Louis play slow. I think they're the much better defensive team than St. Louis, and I think they're going to slow down the pace of the game, helping limit the points from the Pelicans. Two, Santa Clara is the 5th team in the country in offensive rebounds. They're going to get second chance points. It's going to all be in the interior. They're not great at shooting the three. It's going to be a grit and grind game. I love Santa Clara in this spot. Give me the Broncos. Why do you like Santa Clara?
So Santa Clara last year opened up college basketball season, 8 a.m. in this very spot versus St. Louis. You know who won that game?
Santa Clara.
Exactly. I think they come back. They beat them again. I think St. Louis is a better team. Don't get me wrong.
And I think St. Louis is poised for a great run to A-10.
A10.
My favorite mid-major conference
The
basketball.
A10 is so loaded this year, but I do think that Santa Clara gets this done. I don't think Robbie Avila is enough for the St. Louis team, and I think they're just able to eke out a 2 3-point win because I still have a grudge against St. Louis because I bet them last year at 8 a.m., and I watched that game at work, and they lost. I was heated.
Michael's on the Pelicans. And Chase is on the Pelicans. Georgetown, Dayton. I'll let you speak first, Luke. Michael took Georgetown. Luke, you are on Georgetown. Why does Georgetown get it done against the Flyers?
Marlon Mack and Ed Cooley. Ed Cooley has obviously been one of the best coaches in the Big East, and he's really got this Georgetown team turned around. I think they are going to be a top 3 team in the Big East, in a weaker Big East, mind you that, but they'll still be a top 3 to 4 team in the Big East, which another team, Seton Hall, looked really good in the Maui. But I think Georgetown's could continue their undefeated run. They've looked really good this year. Marlon Mackey's a stud. I think they win this game.
Fair enough. I like Dayton. First, neutral site, Orlando, Florida. I don't think that plays any sort of role to it. Dayton shoots a slightly better field goal percentage, and they're relatively both as crap at shooting 3 points as each other. However, I do like that Dayton has literally the 37th best steals in the country, which kind of counteracts Georgetown's 4th least turnovers in the country. And also just an elite defensive rating from the Dayton Flyers. I think they're able to shoot down Georgetown on the perimeter. And I think the A10 is loaded. And I think this A10 streak continues with the Flyers. I also totally just picked them not to be a sweep again for Georgetown. I had to come up with my reasoning. I think this next matchup, and here I'll breeze through the last two. UConn, we all have UConn over Illinois. They're a much better team. Yeah. We all have Texas Tech against Wyoming, although do not sleep on this Wyoming team in the Mountain West. We knew there was going to be a team in the Mountain West that kind of stood out come tournament time, conference tournament time, that could be kind of like that sneaky team to make a deep run. I think Wyoming may be that team. They are shooting the ball well. They're playing really good defense, good on the boards. I do not think it'll be enough to get over Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech is a great team. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think they're a great team. I think
I also think Texas Tech may be a little overrated.
Yes.
Although they prove me wrong, I think New Orleans is a great team out of the South.
If you look at their KenPom, you know what New Orleans does not do?
What?
Protect the paint.
That is true.
So, if you go against a team that protects the paint, if you literally get JT Toppin in foul trouble or just having an off game, they will lose. They are not deep. I think it's going to be enough to be Wyoming, but it's going to be very interesting because when they play Illinois, I think Toppin had 30. And that's the only way they're going to be in some of these games. But it is going to be interesting for this Texas Tech team.
All right. Final game. Oklahoma State plays Northwestern. Michael's on Northwestern. The rest of us on Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State shoots the ball pretty well, and they have elite defense for the Pokes. Northwestern has actually had a great start to the season at 5-1, but they barely got by South Carolina, and I don't think South Carolina is good at all. Only a 2-point win. Give me the Pokes, who beat Auburn in an exhibition game, by the way. Why do you like the Pokes?
Anthony Roy. That is why it's a Green Bay transfer. The only thing that was good in Green Bay last year. But he is an absolute dude. And you got to have a dude in March, and you have got a dude in general. And guards, especially, if you have a really good guard, you can win games that you're really not supposed to win. I think they win this game outright. I think they're just a better team. I think they can score better than Northwestern. The only thing that worries me at Northwestern, I watched them play Virginia. They slow the pace a little bit. So if you're not making shots, could be an issue. But we'll see.
We were supposed to talk Premier League tonight. We are going to skip that and move it to Sunday because Chase was not able to be here. This was a topic he really wanted to cover, and I was willing to cover it with him, did my research, but I did not want to do it without him out of respect for Chase. So we're going to go straight to our hot not. Chase's hot was Luka Doncic, and his not was Manchester United for Everton. I could not give any backing to
Luka had 40 or something.
He did. I know why Luka was hot.
And Luka said, "Did you see that Cowboys game?" after his in his post game conference. So he's still a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love you, Luka. I just fell in love with a European guy. Okay, my hot is George Pickens, and let me tell you why George Pickens is hot, brother. George Pickens has been on a social media tear after the Cowboys' big win against the Eagles. So I can't say word for word what he commented on an Instagram post, but in response to Philly fans, he said, "Weak-ass Philly fans. Brothers of color known for sandwiches. Sandwich emoji, ninja emoji, ninja emoji, ninja emoji, blue heart, shushing face. Today,"
which I will say, this could be AI is really good. This could be AI. So
NFL Drop, who is a decently reliable source on Twitter, 24,500 followers, affiliate with the Sleeper, presented to us with this, wow. Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens posts and deletes story of Brittany Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes' wife, and it was a pretty decent picture of Brittany ahead of tomorrow's Thanksgiving matchup versus the Chiefs. Now, George Pickens posted this pretty decent picture of Brittany, saying, "Tomorrow we feast," covering it.
which is unbelievable. From George Pickens is on an unbelievable social media run. I mean, did we really have to bring the dogs in here? We're into the show.
Get over.
GP is on an unbelievable. My knot is the worst NHL goalie in the entire history of the world. Y'all know I'm an Oilers fan. Stuart Skinner needs to be sent back to freaking junior hockey. He needs to be playing with 17 and 16-year-olds. Maybe then he would save a shot. Maybe then he would save a shot because he godforsakenly can't in the NHL. This dude is the definition of Swiss cheese. There are holes all throughout. Stuart Skinner deflects the puck into the net. This dude looks like Stephen Hawking had a baby with Helen Keller and they stuck him in the net of an NHL team. Stuart Skinner is the absolute worst goalie in the NHL. I want to get rid of him so badly. He makes me want to gouge my eyes out with forks every time I watch the Oilers play. We have the best offense in the NHL, and we give up junior league pee-wee hockey goals 8 times a game. We lose 8-3 to the Dallas Stars last night. We beat the Dallas Stars in the playoffs. Are you kidding me? Stuart Skinner! You do not have me feeling nicey. Luke, what's your hot knot? Absolutely should be your hot. This is awesome.
I bought a car. I'm 21 years old. I bought a brand new Toyota Tacoma SRD. It is very nice. I get it Friday. They're tinting the windows, doing some other stuff to it. So they'll get to see it. Well, they'll get to see it at some point, but that is my hot. I was nervous. I hate the dealership, though. It was extremely homosexual because we go in there, and we sat there for 2 hours and basically felt like I accomplished nothing. But, hey, I bought a car. It is very weird that I bought a car, but I bought one. Then my knot. So every morning I go to work. If I'm ever running late, I get stuck behind a guy who drives, let's guess, in the neighborhood. What do we think?
15.
Yeah, I was going to say 15, but I guess I'll go 20. 22.
Wrong. On Monday, I was sitting behind him. He was driving 8 hours an hour.
I legitimately may have killed myself.
So I get stuck behind him again on Tuesday. And like on Monday, I'm flashing my brights at him. And I get stuck badly. So like, the whole way out to the interstate, I'm flashing my brights. He's not doing anything. So then I get stuck behind him again. I'm like, this ain't happening. So I'm flashing my brights. He stops speeding up. I just see the lay on the horn of like Charlie's house to where you turn to get on William Little or whatever to get up to the interstate. And then he finally pulled over and let me pass. But I was infuriated. It had 4 minutes to my drive. I was like absolutely infuriated because I literally was running late.
This is based.
I was running late on Monday, flashing my brights. And what was worse was we got on Canada Road. He was driving 30. The speed limit was 35. Then we got on the interstate. He was only driving 50. And I had to wait a minute to get around him because the 18-wheelers were over there. And my car does not have a whole bunch of get up. So it's not like I can just slam it and go around him. But it was very aggravating. I would, if I had a gun, I probably would have shot him. So, nope. That is, no. I will put that out on the internet.
No. I was going to say another driving related thing before Michael goes. So I'm driving to work on Monday after the storms, and I'm on Morning Sun, which if y'all know anything about Morning Sun Road, it's a treacherous.
That's the Zoom road. You fly on that road.
So I was flying, and all of a sudden there was a whole ass tree down on my brakes. I was like, "Oh my god!" I just almost died. Like, I mean, the whole tree is down. So I'm like, I'm in a bit of a conundrum here. There's only a slight little area on the other lane to get through. So I was like, I'll see their headlights if they're there. I almost was in a head-on heckling another car. I mean, they slammed on their brakes because of the tree. Thank God. And I was like, what's up? I got to get to work. But yeah, that was terrifying. Could have been my knot. However, it was hot because I made it through for having balls. Michael, what's your hot knot?
Hot, obviously. Egg Bowl.
There.
Last Egg Bowl at home for me as a college kid. So I'm excited for it. Also, a side hot. I just thought about this since you're right here. But Zach Bryan is coming to Davis Wade Stadium in May 2nd. So
Not my genre of music, but good for y'all.
yeah, I know, but I think it'd be a good concert. Yes, concerts are cool. And then obviously my not finals coming up. Y'all two would know nothing about that.
Well, I mean, I do have my degree.
Big college guy.
One of us would not know nothing about that.
So
That is true.
yeah, you do have your degree. But yeah, that's definitely my not is finals coming up. Just something you don't look forward to.
That wraps up a very chaotic episode of Swiss Summer Sports on episode 25, our quarter episode. Congratulations to us, I guess.
Hey, go blue. We're about to go watch them beat the Zags.
Let's get in.
Zags up. Zags up. Zags up. Go Zags. We're going to win the Players Era Tournament. Going to be a nice little NIL check for Mark Few to give to his overage seniors. And I am going to love every minute of it as Gonzaga is finally going to end my tears in March and going to win the national championship over the Houston Cougars. It's a win-win situation.
It's November and he's already given up on Houston. Crazy.
I'm giving up on UH. I just said they won the national championship against Houston. I will say right now on the pod, I think Gonzaga is absolutely a step ahead of Houston right now in November. 100%. Houston hadn't gotten the offense figured out yet. Defense,
They never have the offense figured out, Will.
defense, elite right
We're
now.
clipping this.
Do not clip this.
Oh, no, we're clipping this.
Yeah.
No. No, this clip. I'm about to say Josh Hubbard will be Houston Cougar.
We were talking about
Next
this last
year.
night. It was getting me all sorts of giddy. I was like, you're right. He would be great under Kelvin Sanser. Elite six-man. Wouldn't start for us, but elite six-man. So that'll do it. Until next time on Sunday, y'all.